beating the odds.
She's will likely be the only child in the world ever to recover from this.
Born with a 100% fatality rate, just how did this baby survive? Tonight, we introduce you to this tiny miracle. Plus, killer cop?
He has multiple weapons at his disposal, including an assault rifle.
Right now, a massive manhunt is underway for a former police officer suspected of murdering 3 people, shooting 4 police officers, and trying to hunt down others. And it's the over-the-top wedding that people here can't stop talking about. And tonight, we've got the photos to prove it. STL Now on ABC 30 starts right now.
This is STL Now on ABC 30, powered by News Channel 5.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Tristan. St. Louis County Police Chief is under investigation for allegedly telling his officers to use racial profiling. An officer sent the police chief an anonymous letter claiming Lieutenant Patrick Hayes ordered officers to target African Americans around the South County Mall and the Walmart on Telegraph Road near I-255. During interviews, other officers said they were told to check the license plates of black drivers and arrest them for any outstanding warrants. But those officers say they refused.
We have a policy that says that, and it's very clear that you, without retribution, can disobey an order like that. And I think in this particular case, the officers that felt like they were given instructions to go out and target a particular race for enforcement said, no, I'm not going to do that.
Chief Fitch says Lieutenant Hayes has been put on paid administrative leave pending an investigation. We stopped by Lieutenant Hayes' house for a comment today, but nobody was home. A spokesman for the St. Louis County NAACP says they are keeping an eye on the investigation, but it's too early to comment. Now to downtown St. Louis, where we've received several calls about falling cement from a high rise. We sent our investigative reporter, Lisa Zigman, to check out the complaints. This is what she found out.
Fallen cement still litters the ground of the Plaza Square's Building 5. You can see how far it dropped and how many people walk by this now vacant tower. Caution tape went up today more than a week after our viewer alerted city officials. Our viewer first called the St. Louis Citizens Bureau January 29th.
The property owner came out. It is a property owner's responsibility, and put up caution tape. The property owner says that this caution tape has been taken down.
Mills Properties owns the building and, according to Crane, will put up construction fencing first thing in the morning and monitor the building all night tonight.
It's obviously a huge concern for anybody who's walking in that area.
Just yesterday, stone and bricks from a building at Locust and Leffingwell smashed a mailbox moments before an eyewitness told us she had just put a letter inside.
When water gets behind brick or plaster, the freeze-thaw effect can cause these problems. Building inspectors say it's fairly common this time of year, but clearly it can be dangerous and property owners are accountable. Now, information about a gun at school incident. Jefferson Elementary is beefing up security, and St. Louis Public Schools are talking about how to increase safety across the board. Today's response comes after a 13-year-old reportedly brought a gun to class. Safety officers helped track down the weapon after receiving a tip, and a woman we spoke with says the 6th grader even held the weapon to her son's head. No word yet on whether charges will be filed against the student. Police say this is the man responsible for at least one of the recent random attacks in the Central West End. 23-year-old Corey Harvey is charged with attempted robbery. Police say he targeted a woman walking down Maryland, forced her to the ground, then searched her coat and pants pockets. Investigators haven't said whether Harvey is suspected in several other recent attacks in the same area. An $85,000 mistake has crews working to redo a brand new ramp. The ramp is part of the new Mississippi River Bridge project, and IDOT says its contractors have had to rip up a portion of concrete that stretches about 4 football fields. Transportation officials say workers poured the slope of the ramp incorrectly and it wasn't steep enough. So inspectors told crews they had to change it. The good news is taxpayers won't have to foot the bill. The contractor will have to absorb the cost. It's about $85 grand. She was born with a death sentence and defeated it. News Channel 5's Ashley Yarkin met this little miracle and has her story.
She's very entertaining. She wants to get into everything, know everything.
Listen to a new mom go on about her newborn. Pretty normal, right? Look at Andrea Wilson and little Aaliyah, and you know they're anything but.
It was terrifying.
She laughs, but those are nerves. Before we get to those, let her tell you their story.
My husband came with me. They told us we were having a girl. He left and went to work, and they kept looking at things.
At 5 months along, doctors could see what's called an encephalocele, basically brain bulging through a hole in the fetus's face. Andrea was advised to terminate the pregnancy.
We went forward with the pregnancy, and I'm glad because she's a gift. She's a wonderful, wonderful baby.
Aaliyah may be the only child in the world ever to present exactly as she has, and she's will likely be the only child in the world ever to recover from this.
Dr. Albert Wu has been working with the Wilsons since their baby was born, when physicians realized the situation was far worse. From this CAT scan, you can see Aaliyah also has a huge hole on the top of her head. It's called acrania, a rare congenital disorder that exposes the brain and has a 100% mortality rate.
But the kind of miracle of biology is that Aaliyah is actually making a skull for herself.
Dr. Wu, though, was needed Wednesday as the pediatric plastic surgeon teamed up with this neurosurgeon, Dr. Jeffrey Leonard, to remove that big bulge.
I felt sad for the family because they were not expecting this. Together, we've managed to work through all these various opportunities. That's what we're here for.
You're a big star now.
And so this little princess was passed between grandpas and grandmas one last time.
All right, love, here we go.
Before she was swaddled and sent off to seek a life that will never be normal, but rather extraordinary.
It's terrifying saying, here, this is my little bundle of joy. Please bring her back to me. It's hard, you know, but it has to be done.
At St. Louis Children's Hospital, Ashley Yarkin, News Channel 5.
Now take a look at these photos. Mom took these pics this afternoon. What a difference, right? Doctors say the surgery was a success and will likely be her last for a long, long time. From a look at your top local news to what's happening across the country. And now to a frightening situation in Los Angeles. A former cop suspected of going on a killing spree, and he is still on the loose. ABC's Brandy Hitt is in LA with the story.
This burned-out vehicle is the biggest clue yet in the manhunt for former officer and accused cop killer Christopher Dorner. Detectives found his truck in the mountains 90 miles outside Los Angeles.
We're sending everything up here.
As tactical teams now surround the wilderness looking for Dorner.
Officer shot multiple times.
Police say the 33-year-old shot 2 officers in Riverside this morning, killing one and seriously wounding another.
They were stopped at a red light and were just ambushed by the suspect.
Minutes earlier in Corona, another police target. Detectives say a bullet grazed an officer's head as Dorner sped away in his gray Nissan pickup truck.
He has multiple weapons at his disposal, including assault rifles.
The revenge killings come after Dorner claims he was fired by LAPD in 2008 for reporting abuses. And in his alleged manifesto, he blames retired Captain Randy Kwan for getting him fired, stating, "I never had the opportunity to have a family of my own. I'm terminating yours." Detectives believe Dorner killed Kwan's daughter and her fiancé in Irvine on Sunday and may target other police families. But the situation is now so tense, LA officers opened fire on the wrong truck in Torrance and wounded 2 innocent people Thursday. Officers also say Dorner has tried hijacking a boat in San Diego. His police badge was later found near Point Loma Navy Base in San Diego, where he was honorably discharged last week. Now that his truck has been found, the question remains, where is Dorner? As a precaution, LAPD officers are now doubling up while on duty, and motorcycle officers have been pulled from patrol. Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
First Lady Michelle Obama will attend the funeral for Hadia Pendleton on Saturday. The 15-year-old drum majorette was shot to death in a park close to the Obama's Chicago home just days after she performed during inauguration festivities. Her death has new focused attention on Chicago's homicide rate and the debate over gun violence. The Alabama boy who was rescued earlier this week after being held captive in an underground bunker is said to be doing well. Little Ethan was rescued from the bunker on Monday, just in time to celebrate his 6th birthday with his family on Wednesday. People from around the country have mailed in birthday cards for the child. Dale County District Attorney Kirk Adams says Ethan seems to be doing fine and is also laughing and playing. Adams says Ethan is getting help from counselors.
Ever he needs. And if the experts say years, then it's years. Whatever it is, everybody is willing to help. Quite frankly, everybody involved, and I'd say in the community, is basically treating Ethan like their own child.
Boeing today got a special permit for a one-time test flight of its troubled 787 Dreamliner. The one-time permit from the FAA allowed Boeing to conduct in-flight tests on one of its special 787 production aircrafts. The flight crew were the only ones on board for the flight from Fort Worth to Everett, Washington. Engineers will use data from the trip to study the safety and performance of the plane's troubled lithium-ion batteries. What could be a historic snowstorm is barreling toward the northeast. Road crews are mobilizing in cities all across the northeast ahead of a massive snowstorm that could dump up to 2 feet or more of snow in some places. In parts of New Jersey, workers spent much of the day loading sand and salt onto trucks. And in Portland, Maine, it was much the same sight as crews prepared a fleet of trucks for a possible wallop. Along parts of the Jersey Shore, stress levels are high amid concern that a new snowfall will do further damage to the already devastated area. Crews were busy moving huge piles of sand along the beachfront to help stave off the effects of possible flooding during the nor'easter. Coming up on STL Now, a dream come true for one Missouri couple lands to national attention. Tonight, why we can't stop talking about their wedding. But first, can I get a divorce ASAP? What Kim Kardashian is doing to make that happen.
And we picked up a little rain today, but what does the weekend, the very busy weekend, hold as far as weather is concerned? I'll let you know.
Let's check the trending topics. Here's a good one. Should you get paid overtime for checking your email at home? That question is at the center of a federal lawsuit unfolding in Illinois right now. A Chicago police sergeant is suing the city, claiming it owes him and the other officers overtime. The suit claims the officers were pressured by supervisors to answer work calls and emails even when they were off the clock. And if the officers win in court, they could be due millions of dollars in payback. A major milestone is reached by Apple. 25 billion songs have been purchased on iTunes in only its 10th year. It was purchased by a customer in Germany who will receive an iTunes gift card worth 10,000 euros or $13,000. On average, 15,000 songs are downloaded each minute. If you're a girl or if you have a daughter, you know that Barbie always has the coolest stuff. From her dream house to her Corvette, now some students in the Edwardsville School District have made one item even better. It's a fully functional solar-powered Barbie Jeep. News Channel 5's Sharon Stevens took a look at the vehicle.
The Barbie Jeep was donated by the family of 10-year-old Samantha Jackson. She's a 5th grader at Columbus Elementary School.
My mom would say, "Sam, time to eat lunch," so then I would go into the garage, grab my lunch, and just eat it in the car.
The donation was made to help with the science project. Ron Canada's class used science and math to refashion the Barbie Jeep into a solar-powered, remote-controlled car. The students used 192 solar cells and attached them to panels. They enjoy keeping the Jeep in tip-top shape. Canada believes this is the first Jeep of its kind built by elementary school students.
Lots of their toys and calculators have solar power, but it was taking it to the next level so they could really understand how they fit together.
So in order for the solar-powered car to run, you need the sun, and well, we just didn't have that today. But on those days when the sun is out, well, the car does move, although right now it only moves backwards.
And the students say this is a great way to learn more about science.
It's just really fun. Like, just to be with all your friends working on something really amazing.
Love that, Sharon. And Canada says the next project will be a solar-powered airplane. Wheels up, everyone. We'll let you know what happens with that project. Well, love for less. There's a new trend in weddings. Instead of a big crowd, think a lavish affair for two. More brides are opting to scale down the guest list all the way. They're keeping the gown and the photographer, the cake and the flowers, all for the enjoyment of the bride and groom. Some want to avoid the stress and demands of the big day. Others want to avoid the big bill. And speaking of weddings, take a look at this over-the-top affair. Though Jamie and Christopher Chandler's wedding was in fall of 2011, photos of their Disney-themed wedding recently surfaced online. Jamie says that Disney was a huge part of her and Christopher's childhood, and when they realized they couldn't afford to get married at Disney World, they decided to bring Disney to their hometown in O'Fallon, Missouri. So as you can see, Jamie decided to dress up as Ariel and Chris dressed up as Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid, while the bridesmaids were dressed as other Disney princesses. Jamie's father even walked her down the aisle dressed as King Triton. Sherry Photography was there to capture the fun, and the couple had a lot of it that day. We posted some of the photographers' pictures of the wedding on our website, KSDK.com. Here on STL Now, we get to check in with the First Alert Weather Team, powered by News Channel 5, to fill us in on the weather. And Cindy, I don't remember Mardi Gras being so warm.
Yeah, temperatures are going to be very nice this weekend. We should be back in the lower 50s on Saturday. Tomorrow will be just a tad bit cooler, though, but we've had lots of ups and downs recently. But today, picked up some showers this morning, and look at this photo of a double rainbow near Laurel Hill Cemetery. That is just gorgeous. We had tons of them. Love to see them and love to share them with our viewers. High today was 52. But it was 54 at Lake of the Ozarks, 64 degrees in Farmington, 64 also in Mount Vernon. So another very nice day with above average temperatures. So without rain that came through, that is now gone. We'll have a mostly cloudy sky, low in the lower 30s. Then tomorrow, partly cloudy, beautiful though, 41 degrees, and mostly clear, 39 tomorrow night. So your forecast for the next 7. We get a break again on Saturday for the Mardi Gras parade. Showers and storms on Sunday. Again, very mild, cooler Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, cloudy. Thursday, well, it's back into the upper 40s. Stick around, a lot more to come.